If you haven't heard, Artstation is currently exploding, and as far as I'm aware, this is very unprecedented for the platform. Artstation is a social media platform with a purpose of being a place for professional artists' portfolios. This makes it very different from platforms like Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr, whose artist base are mostly amateur hobbyists, and the platforms are mainly filled with every other kind of user under the sun. The Artstation platform is much more focused towards professionals, and this has attracted a lot of attention from studios as well as people looking to hire commissions. So unlike Instagram or Twitter, Artstation is important to people's livelihoods. Important to the livelihoods of people who work for a living anyway. An entire portion of the website is dedicated to jobs being posted by professional studios, as well as artists putting themselves up for hire. In recent years, AI has been flooding the platform, particularly AI such as Midjourney. It's insane how fast these are becoming more prevalent, and it's starting to become a lot more difficult for real artists to compete, since artists can spend months working on their artwork for such high quality. So this leads to two problems: art theft and flooding the platform. AI uses existing images and stitches them together to approximate patterns associated with the words that you have input. These images have to come from somewhere, and since a lot of professional artists use Artstation, some AIs have been sourcing a lot of their art from Artstation. This is why some professional artists have completely taken down their accounts, because there is no way to protect their work from the AI. And if you want proof that the AI art is stolen, you'll need to look as far as the artifacts in the background, often created by the original artist's signatures. Some AI defenders claim that it's transformative, so therefore it isn't stealing. No matter what way you slice it, it's still very shady to take artists' work without their consent and then shove it into a blender. There is also something incredibly ironic when you see some of these people complaining about prompt theft. Then there is AI flooding the platform at a rate where artists can't keep up, which buries them in the new and recommendation tabs, which to the artist seems unfair because of the amount of work that they put into it. Some people have argued that this isn't important because Artstation is a platform to work as a portfolio, but it still makes it harder for people to get discovered, and it makes it harder for people to tell when an artist is actually showing off their work. Just by looking at a glance, it's hard to tell, because some people aren't as open about where their art comes from. Personally, I'm very suspicious of users like Oscar Manuela. Well, I'm sorry if I messed that up, but anyway. He's a concept artist who supports AI and has posted 9 pieces of work in the last 5 days. This isn't impossible because it could be old work, but it just completely throws the idea of trust out the window, especially when artists' styles are very different from work to work. Also, it has a piece where a guy's eyes being smudged as well as his text. That's also a very strong indication of art being generated by an AI. AI flooding the platform with this junk also transforms the platform into essentially what would become DeviantArt. Gatekeeping these standards on the platform helps keep the platform towards the purpose that it was designed for, being there for professional artists, and it stops the platform from de-evolving. Kind of like what happened with Twitch. You know, the gaming platform that's now more well known for being softcore porn where women wear bikinis in hot tubs. Yeah, I just went there. And my personal main point of contention is that Artstation is a place for your art. It's your portfolio. Art generated by an AI is not the prompt engineer's artwork, because they didn't make it, the AI did. So you don't get any credit for it. If I went to an artist and I commissioned him, it wouldn't be my art, would it? It's the exact same when it comes to AI. So all these reasons that I've just mentioned are what artists are mainly going on about with their problems with Artstation. And this is why everyone's causing a riot by posting those NoAI signs, which has completely filled the trending space for about 6 days now. Well, straight at the time of the recording. What fascinates me is the absolute amount of creativity that goes behind these signs. All the artists that have gone out of their way to make their own versions are all really creative and cool. This is why you don't piss off professional artists, because they'll use their skill to give you the middle finger. What's more artistic than using your skills to express yourself and your grievances? It's been the challenge of artists for decades, to protest the problems, and here we are with a different issue protesting again. Personally, I'm really happy about my design. The compositing was a little bit tricky, but the shadows really helped pull it off.
Hello, this is post-production Shiney. I had to stop uploading this video because I had came across a story that I found quite interesting. So there's this Reddit post about this person who makes websites and was making a website for an artist, someone that focuses on landscapes in particular, and she was looking to sell some of her work. Then the AI prompt engineer input some landscapes created by an AI. These were only intended to be temporary and then would eventually be replaced by the artist's work. But then what happened is the artist saw the work on there, and then when their own work was placed, comparing their work against the AI work made them very upset. And I can kind of understand this. Imagine if you spent years practicing your craft, right? And you put your heart and soul and passion into it. You invest all this time and money, and then you find out that it's been outdone by some AI. An AI that has just stitched together photos and it looks far much better than yours. Artists do come in all kinds of levels, and it's not that you eternally exist on one spot, but it's like you start off at one point, and through all this work and effort, you will eventually progress into becoming a better artist. And at the top of this progression, that's where you get your masterful paintings, your masterful artworks. But it's very easy for artists, which are lower on this progression, to constantly compare themselves to the better artists. In a way, it does often push them to work harder, and that's what I've personally experienced in myself. But it can be quite depressing to always be comparing your work that you've only been, working on for like 5 years in your craft to someone that's been practicing their craft for 20. There's this expectation that you're supposed to be there already if you want to be a good artist, but it doesn't work that way. So this is taking an artist who is possibly quite early in her progression as an artist, still taking the time to learn her craft, and now she's just been completely disheartened by this AI outdoing her. Part of what makes art beautiful and what makes it satisfying to make is that it's not easy. Nothing in life that ever gives you satisfaction will ever be easy. So if you're just coming out here and making easy artwork, you don't get the satisfaction of making that artwork. For example, whenever I make something, it's not necessarily the outcome that I enjoy. What I enjoy out of the outcome is all that time and energy that I put into it has paid off. And that's what, to me, makes it meaningful. If someone at the press of a button completely outdid everything that I had done throughout the course of my professional career as a 3D artist, I think I'd be pretty upset too. This is something which I wasn't even intending to tackle with the video, but it is certainly something which I think is worth talking about.
Next, I was going to talk more about the updates on the situation outside the initial problems, but we will probably want to get more into Artstation in a little bit. I wish to explore the other side of what's going on, because my perspective is as an artist. I wish to understand more of the AI side, even if I don't consider it very valid. So what I decided was to do some research into the AI prompt engineer's perspective. So I joined Midjourney to see what the general sentiment was being said there. And this comment basically distills it to what people are thinking.
AI art is awesome. It's not going anywhere, no matter what people try. It's harmless and it's fair use.
So a lot of the prompt engineers, to them it's a lot of fuss over nothing. But I think it's easy perspective to have when you're just typing prompts into text. It's not really bringing up or mentioning the problems that people are really having with the AI being posted on Artstation.
Another sentiment I've seen going around the Midjourney Discord in particular is how amazing AI art is, because people who have never had the opportunity to express themselves their entire lives are now able to make beautiful images to express themselves. Because apparently, these people were not able in their entire lives to pick up a bloody pencil. The correction is, not that they were never able to express themselves through their artwork, they just never wanted to put the effort in to express themselves through artwork. It's rather ironic that the way they're expressing themselves is by an AI doing it for them. You know, some of the justifications some of these prompt engineers come up with are just asinine. Like, take this one for instance. Yes, artists, well known for being rich and having lots of money in their pocket. Oh my god. Yeah, they don't really have an understanding of artists, do they? You know, just fucking spin a wheel. You're gonna find some of these justifications.
People generally don't want AI to stop existing. There have been lots of people talking about how it is quite useful, but they just want it to be regulated on Artstation, or even have its own separate part of Artstation. AI Station, as some of them been calling it. And the secondary issue is, again, the art theft, and everything else stated above. To be honest, I couldn't really care about the sub-communities on Discord, Twitter or Instagram that focus on AI, because it doesn't really have anything to do with me on Artstation, but a lot of people on Midjourney as well don't understand the point of even trying to regulate it or boycott it. The main reason is that it would be very difficult. While you're going to definitely struggle to try and stop AI from masquerading around as art on Artstation, at least putting up some kind of flood wall would stop most of it from getting onto the platform, as well as putting barriers in place to protect artists from their work being copied without commission. You know, make it more difficult for the AI to steal those images. What's the point of locking my door when someone can break in and smash my window? The point is to make it harder to discourage it. Some people, weirdly enough, have claimed that art is completely over. AI is taking over what humans can creatively do. I think that's kind of laughable at best. AI is constantly evolving, but a human mind creatively will always be better than an AI. AIs struggle with what humans find weirdly easy. Human artists have a vision, and a process that will evolve as the art takes shape. They can interpret how a human would see the work. It is controlled by them instead of shoving similar images into a process. An AI doesn't understand the images that we see. It's the reason why we get so many errors in the making process. It only understands other images that it has seen. It's all just data to these programs. So until we create a very free-thinking AI, I don't think it's going to be replacing artists anytime soon. The sanest take I found is that AI is a form of tool that should be used to improve the artistic process. And that perspective is the one I agree with the most. Art by AI can be useful to get ideas for concept art. For example, using these images I made on Midjourney could give me ideas for a render that I could want to make, or images that someone could want to draw. It's more difficult to make hard, finished concept art for characters and whatnot with AI because there are just too many limitations and lack of control that it just doesn't give you. And I just think that it's not right to use your raw AI art as your own. I don't think that raw AI art deserves to be anywhere near Artstation, because that's for your work. One of the most insane prompt engineers' perspective I've found on Artstation itself was James Abels, I assume that's how you say his name, a man who posted 21 pictures of artwork within the last week, all using Midjourney to manipulate existing images. His previous bio reads prompt engineer, but it was recently changed to AI tinkerer and 3D artist, though I can't confirm the last one because he hasn't actually posted any 3D art. James here is mostly under fire for his comment when he said,
In most cases, it would take me a lot less time to create the desired result if I were just to create the art traditionally. But if he did create the art traditionally, then he would miss out on all the happy accidents along the way.
and everyone ripped him apart for it. Okay there, James. So 21 pieces of artwork in high quality in under a week without using AI. How's that seem? Alright, buddy. I'll check back on you in a week. Obviously, I am being sarcastic because 21 pieces of high quality artwork from one artist in under a week is an insane thing to ask. There's no way that his work by an AI would take more time if he was to do it traditionally. There's also something worth mentioning in that I have seen some crossover between the AI crowd and the dead NFT crowd, because NFT art doesn't really care about quality or time being put into it. Rather like AI art in some senses, but even then it doesn't seem to be the majority of people. The NFT groupies are much more insufferable than the AI prompt engineers. They are still very distinguishable groups, they just have a bit of overlap. So now that we've taken some time to establish both sides, now what's actually happening? The first I saw of the anti-AI images popping up on Artstation was on the 14th, very early in the morning, and I looked this up on Artstation and I can't seem to find any other images with the NoAI tag that predates this image. Since then on Artstation, the image became trending and exploded into popularity. The image got reposted everywhere. It's fair to say that even though this has only been going on for a few days, the annoyance with AI on the platform has been way older than this. Comments on AI artwork have been present, protesting it for much longer. The first response by Artstation to the trend was rather quick. An update saying that Artstation had no rules against AI and people were expected to be honest in how their artwork was created. Only one issue with that, since it says specifically that it's your artwork. The problem being, if an AI made it, you didn't. Since Artstation's announcement didn't address any of the issues artists kept protesting about, the next day there was a new image. Round 2. You're not listening. This is around the same amount of time that we got the wave of the pro AI images on Artstation, and they were all ridiculed. The most popular pro AI image only got about 30 likes. In comparison, my own image on Artstation got 30 likes. The most likes I can find with the NoAI tag is 865. There were more images with thousands of likes, but they've suspiciously disappeared after being hidden by Artstation. But what being posted just yesterday managed to get over 800 likes in no time. So this isn't a movement that seems to be slowing down anytime soon, and none of the AI Pro images have come anywhere close to the trending tab. And there is a much bigger volume of anti-AI posts to the pitiful Pro ones. The next response by Artstation was that they would bring a no AI tag that would stop your images from being stolen by AI. But then the artist came back for round 3. We do not consent. Turn off theft by default. And it kept going. AI prompters decided that they'd do a little trolling by saying that the protests were doing nothing, and they decided to sarcastically play a few jokes pretending their AI images were being destroyed by the amount of anti-AI posts that were being put on Artstation. Also, James Abels posted, "Ban human art. Human art is not art." And he got a whole 10 likes. And a bunch of people still taking the piss out of him. Amazing. Yeah, this is definitely mostly a one-sided affair on the platform. Since then, we've had round 4. Stop hiding, protect the artists who made you. And although making this video, Artstation hasn't said anything. But still, this all doesn't seem to be stopping. I'm assuming that there's going to be a round 5 by the time this video finally releases. Maybe even a 6.
Hello, post-production Shiney here. Another thing that has been brought to my attention since the original making of the video was that there has been a GoFundMe page that has been making the round. Its goal is that it wants to make legislation in law that will protect human artists. I think this is a noble goal, but I don't know where this is exactly going to lead. But it has certainly gained a lot of attention and a lot of money.
Where all this drama is going to go, honestly, I have no clue. It's really difficult to tell. All this is unraveling live each day. I guess you have to find out by go checking out for yourself. But at least I've managed to catch you up on everything on the situation. I think it's at least important to talk and have this conversation about AI artwork, because it certainly is an interesting topic. Art is very important to culture, and whether AI art can be considered art is a whole other conversation. I know people in the videos always do the cringe thing of asking for the opinion in the comments, and it's all a guise for like algorithms, but I would really like to hear what people are thinking on this. I'm going to keep an eye on what's being said in the comments. Anyway, for now, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and if you would like to stay on date with what's happening on my channel, there's a link to my Discord in the description below, something about Patreon and Twitter. Until next time, this has been Shiney FX, signing off.